The Titus wear is really the biggest meme from Gundam Age. I mean, you've all heard of Madoka Titus, but then there is the stuff like the AGE-2 Titus and the beginning D Titus. I wonder why they haven't caught on as well as Madoka though. What is going on guys, MG2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the high-grade Gundam AGE-1 Titus from Gundam Age. The wrestler form of the Gundam AGE-1, it is developed with the power setting tuned to the max, made to counter Vega machines of raw power like the Bachto. However, I will only be covering the differences that Titus wear provides, so for more details on the AGE-1 itself, do check out my AGE-1 normal review. Despite being based on the high-grade Gundam AGE-1, the Titus wear parts take up the majority of the kit's contents, so 4 of the 6 included runners are new. The build feels equally fresh despite sharing a common central mass with all of the variants, and the kit comes together very quickly owing to its simple build. As usual, caution is needed to be exercised on the colored parts, but the gate placement helps minimize the worry of nub marks. Overall, it's a pretty enjoyable build that provides great results. Being a power-oriented form, the Gundam AGE-1 Titus has the look to reflect it. The enlarged limbs, the red color scheme, and the wider posture all contribute to the buff wrestler aesthetics, which does make it a hard one to dislike. On top of the proportions being accurate, the fact that there are no extra stickers on the Titus wear is fascinating considering how easy it is to build. Any problems you could run into for model kits, like seam lines and missing color wraps, aside from the color inaccurate beam emitters hidden underneath the arm guards, are non-existent, which shows how well the whole wear is engineered. Most importantly, they mesh well with the core body of the AGE-1 while changing up the overall aura that the kit gives off. Overall, there are next to no flaws in the aesthetics of the AGE-1 Titus, and it's another one of those perfect kits on the market that don't require much work to look good. In terms of articulation, there are custom-made joints to circumvent the bulky armor and the overall design of the Titus wear, so stuff like the arm raise, the elbow bend, the front splits, knee bend, and ankle movement are just as flexible as the normal despite using a new construction. You can't quite pull off the full splits though, but whatever is there is a great amount already. Altogether, the movement range is on par with the AGE-1 normal, which is good and all, but the more noteworthy thing is that the feet are large enough for the kit to stand on one leg with ease. Talk about core strength and stability. Aside from the sole pair of giant fists that can be stolen for use with normal kits for something goofy if you wish, accessories take the form of a collection of beam effects. The ring effects can be sandwiched between the forearm and the arm guard to activate the beam lariat, but instead of downing the opponent and waiting for the 3 counts to claim the victory like a normal lariat move, the opponent is straight up bisected. Then, the beam spikes can be plugged onto the keyholes on either the shoulder or the knees to activate the beam shoulder tackle after extending the shoulder pieces, and the beam knee kick, which allow for lethal wrestling attacks to be pulled off, as the opponents would be pierced at the very least instead of being downed. Finally, you have enough effect parts to disable the limiters and activate all the beam emitters at once, a form known as maximum output mode, and in my eyes, it's the precursor to the FX burst mode. It's still an intimidating display that removes the need to keep track of the effect parts. What you do need to keep track of though is the original shoulder connections that are left over. I guess that's gonna be useful if only I have some joint parts to spare. There is also the AGE-1 flat piece just in case you want to turn this thing into the AGE-1 Titus flat. In conclusion, I don't think it is surprising that I'd strongly recommend the high-grade AGE-1 Titus. The only reason I could think of passing this kit up is that you're not a fan. The simple build that provides a nigh-on perfect replica of the AGE-1 Titus with no need for seam line removal or painting, with flexible articulation despite the bulk, on top of enough beams to pull off everything the Titus did in the anime, there is just nothing bad that I could say for the high-grade AGE-1 Titus. But there is that one element that adds to the overall praise. It's cheap. At 1200 yen you get a perfect looking kit that can replicate everything it did in the anime, and even more if you know anything about wrestling. Altogether, if you are a fan of the high-grade AGE-1 Titus, you should definitely not pass this kit up. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching, drop a like and comment if you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to follow me on social media with the links down below. That said, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.